I kind of want to know that from you if you're open to sharing it. How did he end up involved in that lifestyle?
He was in that lifestyle when I met him.
Word. Do you know how he got involved or why?
He was a product of his environment, like that's what's around him. After you graduate and say you don't pick college, there's not really many options around here for you.
Almost a third of Muskegon residents live below the federal poverty line. A family of 4, like D'Anthony's, where he's a stay-at-home dad and Laterra works full-time, only makes around $30,000 a year. The reason for that is most jobs are in factories and food service. They don't pay much and rarely provide benefits.
Why did D actually get into serving, and how did he get into the game?
I think because we lost our dad when he was so young, he was 4, and the lack of having an actual father figure where you were seeing a working man. A lot of times people, raised by the streets.
How did your father pass?
He had congestive heart failure, so most of our childhood, he was sick, and D was 4 when he passed. In our neighborhoods, it was a lot of the street hustlers, corner hustlers, things like that. So it's kind of where he gravitated to.
A year before his murder, D'Anthony was caught with possession at a traffic stop. He was sentenced to 4 months in jail.
One of the things that people get wrong about people who are hustlers is that these are all hardened criminals. Sometimes you got people who hustle to make ends meet and to put food on the table.
D'Anthony was a young man who obviously wanted happy, healthy children. He loved his family, but he also lived in an environment that had few options for him to thrive. So he did the best he could to get by. But without support, a felony conviction often leads to a cycle of reoffending that's extremely difficult to break. And felony records can be accessed by landlords and employers alike, who, although they are subject to equal opportunity laws, may secretly disqualify people from housing or work because of crime.
You got a felony now, so it ain't easy to get a job now, so that's what made him more persistent of trying to do this restaurant thing, because he just figured, well, I'm gonna work for myself now, because he knew it was gonna be hard. He was like, I'm gonna sell some dinners. And he put it on Facebook. He sold them, I think the first time he made like $500, and people was even calling back.
This move was making moves, but I can't imagine a young man could fully support a family by selling plates on the side.
At the time of his murder, it's hard to tell if he was in or out of the game.
And investigators can't turn a blind eye to his past, especially with the dangerous murderer running loose in their town. Fear casts a shadow over the community. Would the killer strike again?
We had more manpower than usual on this. I wanted all hands on deck to give us the best chance of trying to solve this thing. But we had absolutely no leads on who could have done this. We had no leads on any suspects at that point.
Frustrated and anxious to solve D'Anthony's case, the family was doing their own parallel investigation.
What happened as you tried to figure out what had happened to D'Anthony?
I started trying to get into his Facebook account.
Luckily for Laterra, the phone number associated with Dee's account was her number, so she was able to reset his password.
I ended up getting in, and I go through his messages.
Dee's last convo breaks the case wide open.
I started looking at his Facebook page. I was shocked. I've never seen nothing like this before. I just instantly ran in the house like, call the police.